Hello, welcome to another edition of D-Linktv. I'm Himok, and joining us today is Dan to talk more about the new DAP 1555, which is a wireless bridge under the Xtreme N Draft 802.11n products. So, Dan, what does this product do, and why do I need it, let's say, if I already have an N router at home?
So let's talk a little bit about it. So you've mentioned N. 802.11n is the next greatest standard for Wi-Fi networking. It's faster and further than the popular 802.11g. And what the DAP 1555, which is a mouthful, so for the rest of this we'll just call it the MediaBridge. What the MediaBridge does is if you have an existing N network, as you said, what you can do is you can actually connect devices on the back. Say it's an Xbox or a media player that's connecting to your TV. You can plug those hardwired into the back of the box, and what it's going to do is it's going to wirelessly transmit from that entertainment center that you just hooked up those devices to over to your network.
Oh, I see.
So this is an 11N box, but the real differentiator and the real key feature here is that it works in two bands, right? Which starts to get a little complicated, but if we just kind of go over it. So there's a 2.4 gigahertz band and a 5 gigahertz band. 2.4 is what 802.11g and its predecessor 802.11b operated in, but one of the
pretty much the standard.
Yeah, it's a standard, and also cordless phones, even some microwaves operate on that frequency. So what's happening is that frequency is getting crowded. There's a lot of 11G, there's a lot of other devices, even 11N operates in 2.4. But the beauty is that there's this 5 gigahertz frequency that is also part of the 11N standard. And the MediaBridge operates on both.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to create, say, a media network, say you're wanting to stream high-def movies from your PC over to your TV, what you can do is you can set this up to operate in either a send or receive mode and actually pretty much lock it into 5 gigahertz to where now all of your, say, your data trafficking, the files going to the printer are all on your 2.4 gigahertz side. You can then operate in almost a completely separate network simultaneously in the 5 gigahertz band, which is less crowded. The speed is there like it is on the other side, but it really is designed and meant for high-def streaming, gaming, and other multimedia applications.
One thing that I've understand is that regarding dual mode devices, some can do concurrent in both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and some are the other one where you can only do one at a time. Yeah, so they're you're right. There's some products out there that are coming out that are going to send both signals. There's going to be both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and then there's others that are switchable that you're basically switching from 2.4 to 5 gigahertz. This is a switching product. Okay. So you're going to lock this into either 2.4 or 5 gigahertz mode. When it's searching for networks, it'll see both, it'll sniff both back and forth, but it's going to lock into 5 gigahertz. So the first scenario that you talked about concurrent, so if you do have an 11N network at home, you can actually plug one of these on the back of that network, right? And then you have it in send mode. So your existing router is already sending an 11N signal at 2.4 gigahertz. You take that cable out from the back of the router into this. You can switch on the back here. There's a small switch button that says AP or bridge, and you can actually send a 5 gigahertz signal. So now you do have two simultaneous signals of 11N going in 5 gigahertz and 2.4. And then on the receive side, you can just put another one of these at your entertainment center, at a room that you can't, say, get a Wi-Fi signal to because it's too crowded. So you can really kind of have the flexibility to build the ideal network for the application that you're trying to enjoy. I see. So again, I think another device that we're showing here, which is the DSM-750, and I believe this is also a dual mode device, correct? Yeah, so then it gets into why do I want both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz? We've talked about, well, 2.4 is getting a little bit crowded, but 11N is such a powerful Wi-Fi standard that you're still going to get a really good experience if you're just doing the normal internet surfing, printer sharing. Really a 2.4 11N network is going to be probably more than enough for your needs. But it gets into the applications such as high-def media streaming and gaming, which we spoke about. What we have here on the table is a new product that's coming out from D-Link, which is the DSM-750. It is a media player similar to the other media players in our line, part of our Media Lounge family. And what these boxes are really meant to do is to find all of your music, photos, and videos from all the PCs on your home network and play them and display them right on your high-def screen or even a standard TV. Okay, so then it gets into high-def, right? So as you said, this is a dual-mode product. It does operate in either 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. So going back to that scenario, if I've hooked up the DAP 1555
and it's sending a 5 gigahertz signal, this DSM 750 will receive that signal on the 5 gigahertz band and have a less congested, basically an avenue or a lane to send those high-def signals to display on this box.
I see. So again, let's see if I understand this right. So I already have a standard N router which is transmitting the data in 2.4 gigahertz, right?
Yes.
So that's already happening. So all my internet connection and all my computers or whatnot is all operating in that mode. And now once I add this device onto my router, now this is able to stream in 5 gigahertz. So whatever else devices that I have on that network is only supporting media such as this DSM 750.
Yes. So if you have a device like the DSM 750 that can receive in either 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, then that's the scenario there. Or if you have a box, say this is an older one of our media players, or say it's an Xbox, but you still want to enable that to be 5 gigahertz, then you can attach one of these to the back of this box to where now you're receiving from your Xbox or your media player in 5 gigahertz. This DSM 750 really is the next generation, and you're going to see more and more devices and products, especially media players, etc., coming out with a 5 gigahertz capability built in, as well as next generation routers that you'll be seeing from D-Link and others are going to come equipped with the dual mode option where it will send either a concurrent, simultaneous, or individual either 2.4 or 5 gigahertz signals going forward.
Taking a step one further.
Yeah, it's the next generation of this standard. We've seen it go from B to G to 11N, and then the next real iteration of 11N is really fully utilizing both bands, the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, for a heightened experience.
Great. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I think that covers it.
Great. Thanks again for tuning in to D-Linktv. If you'd like more information on the DAP 1555, just log on to D-Link.com, or you could stay on D-Linktv.com to check out more episodes. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time.